Boy, these guys just went and got them a brand new truck. It's a lawn company in my area. They went and bought a brand new truck, but their trailer is raggedy. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video, I just watched a guy. He had his own food truck, and he was making a bunch of money, and he was living good. He was living his lifestyle based on what he could afford, right? Now look, this is what you have to understand. Nobody will pay you enough for what you're doing to work for them. Let's use an example. I'm in lawn care. Nobody will pay me enough to come work for them. For instance, if I can do 10, we're just going to use hypothetical numbers. If I can do 10 $70 yards a day, I can make $700 a day. If I do 10 yards working for a company, at the end of the day, I might make $200 if they're paying me $20 an hour, whatever. It would, again, all this hypothetical of what I'm saying. The guy that owned he owned a food truck, right? And he said he made a video, said he need help because he had a foot injury and he had to have 5 surgeries on his foot. So which means you're out of work. So which means he said he lost his home, his mortgage. 2 of his vehicles got repossessed. And then he said his father passed a month ago. And then he was saying how he needed help. And what baffled me was how quickly things can change. A foot injury. He said I went from being on top of the world to I'm poor. He said now I'm poor. And I understand exactly where he's coming from, because once you start making a certain amount of money, you can't go back. Like, you can make $60,000 a year, and then you jump up to 80, then you go back to 60. You can still maintain, but you can't go from $60,000 a year, $70,000 a year, to you making $300,000 a year. Even though you didn't go out and buy a new vehicle, even though you haven't took any trips, you just saving your money, but you cannot go back to $60,000. And these people in front of me are drunk. The guy, if he go work for somebody else being a chef, they're not gonna pay him the amount of money he was making. They're not gonna pay him that. These people are drunk. They gotta be. You write down this tag so I can call it in. J Fox Trot Ben 900. Listen, it saddened me to watch that video because how quickly things can. Let me put my seatbelt on. How quickly things can change. Like, you think you are in control, but you're not in control. And I don't know if the guy hurt himself or got into an accident. He just said he had to have foot surgery. And everything changed. Everything changed. And you don't know when everything will change. But things change. Nothing stays the same. But you have to learn how to make the change. And the people that was in the comment section, they said, yes, I used to see his food truck every Saturday feeding the poor. I'm like, dang. Because it's like, he got to start over. Now, if he still have his food truck, once he come out of this situation, it'll probably take him about 2 years to rebuild everything, 2 to 3 years. He get him another place to stay, get his business back off the ground, go from there. But you don't, and people can say, yeah, don't live outside your means. Like, bro, nobody's living outside of their means. They just, once you start making more money, if you can afford a decent vehicle, you're going to go purchase it. See, everybody doesn't have financial literacy out the gate to where we understand. Like, if Gibson, if you can go back, like, bro, if I could go back, do they need a cut? If I could go back, It's a lot of things you would change if you can go back, but that's the whole point. You can't go back now, King. You can't. There is no going back. Let me send out. I'm about to send out 7 invoices, and I'm gonna cut these next few products.